All right, welcome back. So you've figured out the risks to your data, you've put them in order of importance, and now we get to what is really the most important question of all. What are we actually going to do about them? Today, we're diving into the really practical, super powerful world of controls and defense strategies. Basically, how to protect our digital lives. Okay, so let me just ask you straight up. You have incredibly valuable stuff on your devices. Family photos, your financial records, maybe years of creative work. How are you actually protecting it all? And look, this isn't some abstract question for a giant corporation. It's a massive question for all of us. To really get our heads around this, let's use an analogy, a really powerful one. I want you to think of all that valuable data as treasure, and all that treasure is stored inside your own personal digital castle. Your computer, your phone, your cloud accounts, those are the towers, the vaults, the rooms inside your fortress. I mean, a castle packed with treasure, it's basically a giant target, right? Invaders are going to come knocking. So, obviously, we need to build some defenses. And in the cybersecurity world, these defenses, the walls, the guards, the moats, we have a name for them. We call them controls. So what is a control? It's really simple. It's just anything you do to lower a risk. It's not some vague idea. It's a specific, concrete action. It's the high wall that stops an intruder, the vigilant guard who spots trouble, or that watchtower that sees threats coming from miles away. Every single defense has a very specific job, and this is where it gets really interesting. Because a truly strong defense isn't just one thing. You can't just build a giant wall and call it a day. The best, most robust strategies have three totally distinct layers, and they all have to work together. Just think of them as your walls, your watchtowers, and your repair crews. These are your castle walls. Their whole job, their only job, really, is to stop an attack dead in its tracks before it even starts. They are your first and, you could argue, your most important line of defense. A strong password? That's like the secret knock at the castle gate that only you know. A firewall on your computer? That's the high wall and the deep moat keeping all the unwanted bad guys out. Heck, even training yourself to spot a phishing email is a preventive control. It's like teaching your guards to see through an enemy's disguise. But okay, what happens if some really clever attacker actually gets past your walls? That's where your second layer kicks in. Detective controls. These are the watchtowers of your castle, and they are designed to sound the alarm the second something fishy is going on. An intrusion detection system, IDS, that's literally the horn blowing from the top of the watchtower. The system logs that track everything happening on your network. That's like a scribe meticulously writing down every single event, every person who comes and goes. Now, these don't stop the attack themselves, but they scream, "Hey, something is happening right now," which is absolutely critical. So the alarm is blaring and an attacker is inside. What now? It's time for our third and final layer, corrective controls. This is where your repair crew comes in, ready to spring into action to fix the damage and, kick the invaders out. Having good data backups? That's like having a magical scroll that can instantly rebuild anything that got broken or stolen. An incident response plan? That's your pre-written battle plan for exactly how to fight back. And applying a system patch is like sending out the masons to quickly repair that breach in the wall so it can't be exploited again. So, you see the big picture, right? A strong castle needs all three. High walls are great, but they're not enough on their own. You absolutely need vigilant lookouts to spot trouble. And you need a skilled crew ready to rebuild at a moment's notice. Prevention, detection, and correction. They're a team. Theory is great, but let's make this super practical. Let's zoom in on a very common scenario, a simple feature on a website where you can upload a file. Think about it. This is like opening a gate in your castle wall. So, how do we guard that gate? Validate type. You check ID. This is a classic preventive control. You only allow certain file types like a JPG, not a dangerous executable. Scan content. You inspect the cargo. Scan every uploaded file for anything malicious. Restrict size. You limit entry. Put a cap on the file size so no one can flood your system. Log activity. You post a guard. Monitor and log everything. That's your detective control, so you can see exactly who came through that gate. See? It's not random at all. Every one of those actions is a specific control mapped to a specific risk. Every great defense is guided by a few core principles. Principle of least privilege. Only give people the keys to the rooms they absolutely need to be in. Secure defaults. When you build something new, all the doors and windows start locked. You have to actively choose to open them. So, how do you actually build your own plan? It's way easier than it sounds. Just look at this table. On the left, list a risk. In the middle, write down the control. And on the right, identify what kind of defense it is: wall, watchtower, or crew. The cycle is straightforward. Identify risks. Know what you need to protect. Prioritize risks. Focus on the most critical threats. Map controls. Assign a defense to each risk. Monitor. Continuously observe system behavior. As we wrap this up, let's nail down the key takeaways. Your data is valuable treasure in a digital castle. Real security needs 3 layers: walls, watchtowers, and repair crews. Build everything on core principles like least privilege. Every single risk should have a specific control. So, I'm going to leave you with one final thought. Now that you know how a castle is supposed to be defended, take a hard look at your own. What is the weakest wall in your digital castle? Where is your completely unguarded gate? Because finding it, that's the first step to fortifying it.